Awesome.
What's up, everybody? This is Gentleman Kenny C coming to you live on TMV Cafe. Yeah, it's been quite a lengthy hiatus since I've been on the air live officially, but it's good to be back. And to join me on my return is a pop singer-songwriter from New York. Her
Yes.
latest single is called Higher. Came out a few months back and is available on all streaming platforms. And it's the last name's got an Italian feel to it. So I'm gonna try my somewhat impression of an Italian. Michelle Sangalli
There we
is
go.
with me. Is with me right now. How's it going?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me. This means a lot.
So good to have you. And this is my first show back, so in 2 months. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
happy to have you as my first guest back on the air officially.
I'm
Um,
honored.
so that's so good to chat with you on this evening. We'll definitely chat about a higher song
Yeah.
just a bit. But you grew up in New York.
hmm
Exactly where in New York are you from?
So I'm more upstate New York. It's like about an hour from the city. So I don't know if you're familiar with like the Newburgh area or like the West Point area of New York, Woodbury Commons area. So that's where I am.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, how did you get started into music?
Well, it's funny because I always say whenever somebody asks me this question, I say that music chose me. I don't really remember the day or the moment or the age where I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this and I want to be a singer." So, it was interesting how it happened. I kind of just, I grew up with my mom. My mom was in a band when she was in high school, and my grandmother was a singer when she was younger. And I think like music was just always in the family. So I guess it was in my gene. But it did choose me, I would say. But at a very young age, I was, just started doing talent shows and auditions, and it just kind of happened. I don't really remember the day. I don't really remember how. Um, but yeah, just a lot of like influencers too, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., the Beatles, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, the Spice Girls. It just all these different moments happened in my life where it just seemed like, wow, this is so much fun and I want to do that.
So I see on your bio through Spotify,
Yes.
in the second sentence, it reads, "A self-taught optimist who has taken the pop world back to a time when music told a story."
Yes.
So music obviously has changed,
Mm-hmm.
has been through some in the streaming area, sales, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So from your perspective, as far as storytelling, it feels like while people enjoy a song or enjoying the chorus or the beat and the vibes, it definitely feels like the storytelling aspect has kind of been a lost art. And it feels like someone like yourself is trying to bring it back. So, talk from your perspective, talk about the storytelling aspect of being a music artist from your side of things.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you 100%. I feel like the music industry these days kind of lacks a little bit of like those relatable lyrics or something that you could kind of feel. Like I can't really relate to songs about like driving in Gucci cars with like beautiful women around me or rocking a Prada bag or something, like it's like I'm not really I can't relate to that. I like songs that kind of like touch the soul and have meaning. And I think that has to do a lot with just growing up too. Like I've always written songs, I've always liked poetry. My dad always read us poetry when we were younger. And I think I really stuck to just I really enjoy songs that like mean something and touch your soul. But don't get me wrong, I love the fun songs too. I love the songs that, you know, you could just throw your hands up, dance, not have a care in the world. But I think the ones that really mean something to me are the ones that make me feel something. A song you could go to if you're having a bad day, or a song that you can cry to, a song that can make you feel like you fell in love all over again. That's what I like.
So there was a time in my life when I started listening to music. I'll be into the party, the love songs,
Mhm.
anything that has a good beat and the artist sounds good, with or without autotune. Like I guess I must have been young and naive.
Yeah.
I think we all went through that phase at a younger age. But as we get older and go through things, it's like, man, the substance is what's lacking. Of course, I'm more
Yes.
of a hip hop head, but I do listen to all kinds of music as I get older.
Hmm.
And it definitely feels like storytelling it's been has been forgotten or just put to the back burner, I guess. And you know, it's hard to relate to some of the things that people
It,
talk about. Like I'm a guy, like you know, like yeah, I'm all for the cars, maybe just cruising, hanging out with friends and things like that. But come on, man, like you gotta give me more than that. As far as
right.
a music listener, I guess maybe I'm being too harsh, but it's like there's more to the world than what you go through on a day-to-day basis. People are listening to
Absolutely.
you. You got kids all listening
Hmm.
to you, for crying out loud.
For sure.
I'm
Yes.
not saying everything has to be for kids, but at least give them something that maybe it doesn't hit them now, but maybe it will as they get older.
Right.
So when I heard the higher song, definitely some relatable content there. So that being said, that's your latest single. Talk about
Mhm.
how that song came to be, and what's the song about? Is it from your experience or for someone else? Like, how did that song came to be?
So it's actually funny because what it really is about. So let me put it this way.
Mhm.
Like, people always say, if you love something so much, you'll do anything for it. Or like if you like people say following your dreams means you'll do anything to get there. But this song is me kind of saying that you won't, because you don't want to taint your dream. You don't want to sell your soul to make your dream come true. And the song Higher is really about that. It's kind of just about being through so many obstacles, dealing with so much hard times and struggles, but still getting higher because you're not sinking to a lower level to make your dream happen. So, like, I'm all for staying true to who I am. I think a lot of artists today kind of like go down the road of what's the most popular, what people will like. A lot of people change their morals or change who they are so that they could be more relatable or whatever you want to call it. But I think today's music is kind of lacking a lot of substance. And I'm trying to keep substance in the music industry, whether that means being on the road that nobody is taking. Um, so, like in the song, I say, it's lonely at the top, but this is where I gotta stay. Because it's kind of like, I'm still gonna follow this dream. I still love music. I still want to go for it, but I'm not gonna lose myself along the way. And because of that, I'm getting higher, I'm getting wiser, I'm getting stronger. And that's what the song is about.
That's definitely a good approach.
Thank
You
you.
know, Obviously, when you go through the music industry, you definitely want to stand out, but you
Hmm.
don't want to subject yourself to following trends and stoop low. and anything like that.
Hmm.
I respect you for being yourself, being authentic within your music,
Thank you.
showing that hey, this is who I am. We're gonna go through this ride together. We're gonna have some fun, but you're gonna get some feels in it too. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
definitely get
And
some feels.
people, I also like to write songs in a very broad way, like where people can kind of make their own assumptions so that it's relatable to more people. Sometimes I don't like my songs to be completely straightforward, like this is what the song is about, and this is how you have to feel when you listen to it. I want it to pretty much be something where somebody can listen to that and be like, hey, that's my love life, or oh, that's how I feel about work, or that's how I feel. I want it to be open to so many different people. But for me, I know what the real meaning is. I know what the song is about. And yeah, it's really just about staying true to yourself through the obstacles and seeing how low something can go. And I've been in a lot of positions where I've been offered something that a lot of people would have taken, and I've dealt with a lot of temptation, but at the end of the day, I need to respect myself. I don't want to stand on stage holding a Grammy and being like, eh, like I wasn't myself in order to get here. I want to hold my Grammy if that day ever was to happen, and I'd want to know that I earned it for being true to myself.
Well said. Well said. So, Higher just came out a few months back. It's on the
Mhm.
platforms. Everybody can go check it out. Sangalli. Um,
Sangalli.
Sangalli. Um, so yeah, go check it out. It's available on all the platforms and show your support for Michelle.
Yes,
So
I'm almost at 10K streams. So
10K. Yeah.
I would love to reach that. I'm like maybe 400 away. So
Yeah, let's get that goal before midnight.
yes, that would be
Let's let her.
great.
That's I think that's a reasonable goal
Yeah,
right there. About so it's almost nine. It's a quarter to nine, so about 3 hours away.
we can make it.
So yeah, we definitely can make it for sure. Now we're approaching the summer season.
Hmm.
Business
It's
starting to pick
hot.
back up. It's gonna be a
Hmm.
warm weather. I mean, you in New York, you it's probably 80, 90. No, it's not 80. It's definitely 90. It's gotta be
It's
90.
today was 101 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like sweating to death. But it's funny because I had my AC on before this. And I was like, well, I don't want to leave my AC running during the interview because it's going to be loud. So I turned it off and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, goodbye, sweet friend.
I'm
But
sorry.
no, it's okay. I started it early. So it's nice and cool in here. So it has some time.
That's good to know. Yeah, them ACs gonna be pretty busy these next few months.
Oh, yeah,
Um, ACs and fans. So yeah. So
for
as I
sure.
was saying, as I was saying, what is next for you as we approach the summer season? You got any more music on the way? Maybe upcoming shows, appearances? What's next on the horizon for Miss
Well,
Shingali?
so I've actually been dabbling in like some modeling and acting these days. So it's been a pretty interesting ride because I've gotten a lot of different opportunities with modeling and acting and just like finding other ways to be creative and making other connections and getting some getting some people to use my music in their movie or in their commercial or something like that. So it's actually been a little interesting to make that new um, breakthrough. So that's been a little new for me. I also have been, there's a new movie coming out. It's called The Blood Orange, and I'm actually going to be in that. And we're just going to film festivals right now and just trying to get that moving, trying to get people to sponsor and pick up some money for that. And that's really my next adventure right now. So it's pretty exciting.
So now that you mention it, what was that experience like being part of the movie, getting into acting, and what was that experience like for you?
It's really cool. I mean, I really just like anything that's creative. I just like anything in that realm, like even photography, videography. I just like things where you could kind of help other people's visions come to life. Um, I've actually been doing some of the modeling and acting as well, even when I was very young. So it's not too new to me, but the opportunities have been getting better, and I've been working with better brands. I worked with Truvani and Glow Recipe. So those were the two biggest brands so far that I worked with. And it was really fun and it's cool. And you could just make connections with these people. And it's actually airing now. So if you look on on Amazon under Truvani, you'll see my little clip coming up. And I'm like eating this brownie and I'm like making all these protein powders and stuff. So it's actually really cool because you get to like show another side of yourself.
So I'm out here talking to a triple threat. I'm talking to a recording artist, a model, and an actress all the way from Western New York.
Yes,
So
trying
she's
my
got,
best.
so she's definitely striving, um, get her Jennifer Lopez on, you know what I'm saying? Getting the J-Lo on,
Yes, I'm
So
gonna try
that's,
to do it all.
oh yeah, she definitely doing it for real. So,
Mhm.
so it's so good to have this chat with you. You mentioned some music artists earlier, so at least those that you've listened to at a young age. And while you pointed out, there's some lacking substance here and there. Now, who are some of the artists that maybe either mainstream or maybe locally that's that is giving you that substance, that is inspiring you as far as working on music and things? Who are some of the current artists that are inspiring you, that is giving you the substance that you was talking about?
Well, I think everybody, everyone has a soft spot for Taylor Swift. And I appreciate her because I can always see and hear how much effort she puts into her lyrics. And I always say I'm a writer first and a singer second. I really do love writing. I'm a very big on lyrics and being a lyricist. I think that is what gives substance to music. Having something people can relate to. So I think Taylor Swift does a really good job with kind of like making you really feel her song. Like you can almost like smell the rain that she's talking about. You can almost like feel the car that they're driving in her songs. Like she's really good at detail. So I would say that she's somebody that inspires me. And I really like Tate McRae. I don't know if you are a fan of her, but she just like she's doing that pop thing that I just love, and her songs are always so catchy and very good. So I would say she's inspiring me a lot. Um, and the funny thing is, a lot of the music that I like is something that people don't expect. Like I really like rock music, like hard rock. Like I like what's their name? Bring Me the Horizon. I like I Prevail, like bands like that with like they'll even have like some screamo songs, but their lyrics are so good. And again, I'm all about like finding those lyrics. So it really doesn't matter to me what genre you're in, as long as you're like kind of telling a story and like it's something that I can really appreciate. And something I've always said was I've always been inspired by anybody who truly made a name for themselves. So it really doesn't matter the genre. I grew up with the Spice Girls. I grew up with Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. Then it got into Eminem. And, like, so I like them all. I really like them all. If you made a name for yourself and if you were a successful person, I admire that.
So I am familiar with Tate.
Yes.
I have heard multiple songs of her through Spotify. I am a Spotify addict. That's my go-to streaming site.
Yeah.
Um, I will confess, I'm a Swifty, but I'm a
Mhm.
low-key Swifty.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I'm one of those, yeah, I listen to her, I just don't say it out loud. And
I
people
totally, yeah. I mean, I'm not one of those die hard, like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, I'll do anything for this woman. I'm not a Swifty like that. I'm not gonna come at you if you have anything negative to say about her.
Yeah. I
um,
mean,
yeah, but throughout her, like her career has been very successful, and I just admire it very much. I actually didn't like her new album, so that says something. But yeah, so I don't worry, I'm not gonna come find you now because you're not a big fan.
I
That's
mean,
how her fans are.
I will say this as it pertains to Miss Swift. Um, Good character. I like her character.
Hmm.
She's a genuine human being.
Yeah.
Um, and look, truth be told, my favorite Taylor Swift song is "Bad Blood," and that's because Kendrick Lamar's on it. Um,
Yes.
s- who's been making headlines less than 24 hours ago, by the way.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, and Taylor, her growth as an artist, like she was doing country, then
Yeah.
she's doing pop, then she's
Hmm.
doing folk music. She's switching it up. And not only that, all these albums that she put out from through the Scooter Braun situation, she's like
Hmm.
doing her own version.
Yeah.
You're successful when your original content goes platinum plus, and then the
Yeah.
albums from the old catalog into the new catalog, and that goes platinum.
Right.
Like ain't nobody can pull. That's a Taylor Swift. Ain't nobody else is doing what she's doing,
Yeah.
and she ain't. Her momentum is still going strong to this day. And oh yeah, she's dating a Super Bowl champion. That woman
Yeah.
can't lose. She can't
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
at all. And I will say, as far as your rock choices, oh, we some besties as it pertains to I Prevail.
Oh,
Because yeah,
they're so good.
I Prevail are really, really good. I definitely one of those bands that I want to see them perform in person one day.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I like their music, and of course, my introduction to them was the song with Jonah Lucas.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, and I'm into the new metal type me, the Limp Biscuits, the
Hmm.
Linkin Parks, the
Yes.
Corns.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my forte right there. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like a refresh
Hmm.
of that genre because it feels like we haven't heard much of that sound through mainstream, or but they're
Yeah.
more like an independent. I think they're more independent than mainstream
I
because
think they are.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
So
it's sad sometimes because the radio just plays the same artists, the
yeah,
same songs. It's like, it's exhausting. I don't even listen to the stations. Like,
yeah,
I need to hear new artists. It's sad how many artists are like kept quiet and kept down because the world didn't hype them up yet,
yeah.
but it's like,
It's
today it really is hard for me. I always say I'm a girl who can't relate to today's music, so instead of complaining about it, I write my own. So that's kind of my little line there. But it is hard for me to listen to today's music and actually appreciate it and actually like it. So yeah, I'm all for those, like, all those like rock bands, and just, yeah, like you said, Linkin Park, like their lyrics are always spot on amazing. And it's just, I think the world is kind of like, I don't know, I think the world is lacking that these days, and I think it's kind of like thirsting for it at the same time. So,
I mean, I guess with music, people are just being spoiled because they feel like they listen to everything,
mhm.
and then it's hard to stand out. It's hard to come up with something that hasn't been seen or heard before.
Right.
Feels like, it's like, yeah, that's that's nothing new, I guess. But
I think a
I
lot
only
of,
to
yeah,
yeah,
it seems like that is happening, that it almost seems like it's the same artists, it's the same songs, it's about the same stuff, it's things I can't relate to. Like I said, Gucci, cars, strippers, I can't relate. But I think even in the music and in the movie industry, the same movies are being made over and over again. It's either remakes of this or a sequel of that. It's like, where's the originality? I'm really like, I'm looking for something original these days.
it's 2024, and it's like, man, it's I don't envy these people at all because
Mm.
they the one got to figure it out. All I could, I'm just a fan that just listens and hears, and what happens happens, I guess. My
Yeah.
favorite part in this whole interview is you was mentioning Gucci stuff earlier, and I'm like, okay, that's fascinating.
Yeah,
So
I don't have these fancy purses and shoes and these big fancy cars, and like that's what these songs are about. I'm like, I don't, I want something about like believing in yourself, or like
yeah,
a love story, or even a breakup story, something that is relatable. I don't know.
yeah. The only time I listen to mainstream is at work, and that's not my choice,
Yeah.
obviously. But when I go
Exactly.
home, but when I get home, it's mostly independent artists
Yeah,
on my playlist.
for
And I love
sure.
when I love doing a show like this is I can spread the word on independent and unsigned artists that's talented, that's gifted, that really has a story to tell, that really is trying to put themselves out there.
Hmm.
And I respect what you're doing, and what you bring musically. So as a music listener, I appreciate you for doing that. And go
Thank you.
check out Higher, her latest single. It's available on all streaming platforms. She's got the movie Blood Orange. Be on the lookout for that through film festivals. Just check her out on social media. I think at Instagram is at Michelle underscore Sangalli. Um, see, you got me in this Italian feel because of that.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
saying it
so
really right. You're saying it perfect.
I tend to butcher some of these names even when I do ask, but the least I can do is ask, and just get a at least know beforehand, because
Yeah.
sometimes I don't want to be that person then when somebody looks at this and be like, "Oh, you butchered that person's name." So
Oh, I've had people say Michelle Sangalli. I've had people say Michelle Sanglia, which I don't know how
what?
that happened. Yeah. And then a long time ago, actually, when I was in school, my gym teacher said Michael Sanglia, and I was like, okay, here. I didn't even know what to say, but so you're doing it right. You're doing
Oh,
it right.
I feel so much better that and as long as because with that Italian background, I don't want no smoke.
Oh yeah, no, don't mess with us. I'm gonna call
So
my people.
she gonna call me.
I know who to
Michelle.
call. I know which uncle to call.
Oh, she got it on speed dial too. Oh man, she got the phone in handy. My
Oh
goodness.
yeah.
So check out Higher, the latest single, Blood Orange. Be on the lookout for it on film festivals. Check it out on Instagram. She's got Facebook and
TikTok.
just TikTok, and she's just staying active. So support this lady. And thank you so much, Michelle,
Oh,
for
you're
joining me.
welcome.
And before I conclude this interview, I want
Yes.
to give a shout out to Jacqueline. That's a name too hard to pronounce.
Yes.
But you and I are in that engagement group,
Mm-hmm.
that, and she came up with the idea of trying to gather some people, music artists, podcasters, and
Yes,
trying
yes,
to support one another. Like when somebody makes a social media post, just follow along and send the likes and comments. So
for sure.
she's awesome. Shout out to
She's
her.
amazing. She's so talented. Yes, definitely a shout out to her.
So much love to her. Thank you, Michelle, for your time. Congrats on everything, and I look forward to seeing what you have next on the horizon. And
Thank you.
one more thing, I do have a music show on Mondays. I
Okay.
play all variety of music, and the third Monday I play like pop, EDM, dubstep,
Awesome.
and your song "Higher" will be included in a future playlist.
Thank you so
So
much.
I will be playing that on a future show. I'm just going to tag you
Yes,
once I go announce the playlist. So I'll definitely will
perfect.
do that. So
Thank you so
you
much.
you enjoy your evening, you enjoy your summer, enjoy the rest of your year, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. Any support means the world to me, and any new ears I could reach makes my day. So I appreciate this opportunity.
Appreciate you. You have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your
You
weekend.
too.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.